And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time. Well, I suppose depending upon how you describe it, the one where we left off last time in Victoria 3 as the Great Qing on version 1.9.2. In the last part, whether it be a blooper or actual part, I haven't actually decided yet. We attempted to get a recognition war off against Russia, and due to changes in the war goal system since the last patch, that involves us having to go to St. Petersburg, and we didn't quite get there. So we're basically restarting up where we left off the previous video, where we're going to go ahead and still basically try to do the same thing, still try to get a recognition war going. Off against them. So that is what we were doing. We were building up the trade center there. Let's see, we got more ports to build. I'm going to use ports mainly to balance the infrastructure needs of the country. Because we can build ports for the moment while we can't build railroads. And then, yeah, we're going to max out the trade centers. And we'll revisit the economy. So not doing the economy quite the same way we were, because we're not thinking about it the same way we were the last recording. In the last recording. And we did work out that there was... Maybe there's a bug, maybe there isn't, with the conscripts. We're just going to disband all the conscripts for the moment. When we get the upgrade to line infantry, we'll re-conscript all the conscripts. So then they'll be the line infantry. I suppose, how's our diplomacy going with our subjects? Almost at the point where we can turn Joseon into a vassal. I forgot about that last time, so we didn't do that last time. We'll try to do it this time. There's the contingent. Spread we had last time. Most of this is going to be sort of repeats of things that happened last time, so we're not going to change... Well, we'll see how much I remember. We're not really trying to change anything right now. Would raise the taxes. In fact, actually, let's raise the taxes so we don't have too much of a credit. Save up some moolah for the war. And then if we are doing high taxes, we'll do better wages. Oh, and I suppose I did some rearrangement. Oh, I already did it. We got the clothes assigned. Furniture and improvement over the next 3? No. So we're going to hold on to it for a moment. Almost at the point where we can move off of fruit and on the luxury furniture clothes and have that be positive. Yeah, we're going to get colonization right now. I suppose once those trade centers are done, we're going to want to probably repeat the university trick. Build up the universities. So we can attack a little bit faster. What we might try doing, we'll see if we can get it to go off, is I don't know if this is going to change once we swap over to line infantry. We might be able to swap over to proper alliance with the French. In which case then we'll have the French to help us with the Russian war. Though, if we get the same war we did last time, that'll involve the Prussians. So the French will probably get their butts handed to them by the Prussians. Which isn't quite what we want either. Okay, the university's coming online. We're seeing our innovativeness go up. And we did reduce the number of people that work per university between the last run and the current run. And part of that is they also then reduced the innovativeness per level. I think it's still more innovativeness per person. So a big nation like China, it probably doesn't benefit as much from the change. Medical degrees, colonization. From there, we want mandatory into line. Yeah, as you said, Twitch is bringing up the recognition war ended with no one winning. Technically, we were at the position where we could have probably white-pieced the war in the last part, but that would have left us a crippling debt and no recognition, so it wasn't worth doing. And yeah, it depends. With China, I tend to find that it's usually worth trying to grab the first 3 education levels. 4 and 5 aren't necessarily worth rushing for. Though we got the struggle that we've got to get... I think the only group in our country that wants public education is actually the industrialists. And they don't really want it, they just don't want us to be on nothing. Right, education-wise. There it is. So they oppose no schools, they're neutral on public schools, so we actually need to get these guys up to 5% clout to get the education going real easily. Because the Confucians, who would normally support schools, do not by default for the Chinese. Though you can tack into them wanting schools. If you tack into corporatism down here, it says it loses pious. The Confucian scholars actually don't have pious, but they do still gain corporatist. Corporatist does care about schools, so that's how you can get schools going if you're, well, if you're fine with religious schools, and you don't want to use the industrialists. But yeah, we want to get the industrialists reasonably powerful so that we can get them to give us schools. There's mandatory service. And then we worked out we need something like 36 arms workshops. Okay, there's 10. $20. $30. $6. Right now we don't have a demand for them, so they're not necessarily the best buildings in the world, but they'll be a little bit better once we start the swap. Ah, that reminds me, we haven't been privatizing everything. We should privatize everything. Okay. And then as that creates demand for things, we need to backfill the demand as well. So chat saying the previous war with Russia showed China's problems. The economy is too weak to support war. Army has poor technology. To be fair, the line infantry, we probably had enough to beat the Russians. But we didn't have enough for an attritional war. We needed it to be short and sharp. And the economy probably did have enough to support it, just not under blockade. So we had a short period to win the war. So we're going to try to change up how we do this war. Mainly trying to move the war objectives a little bit closer, because we should be able to overrun Siberia pretty easily. And to be fair, we got like halfway to St. Petersburg. We were at about here. And that was running through this place too, so we'll see if we can do better. Why are the military... Oh, it was military wages. Okay, I was thinking military goods. Military goods is still pretty small. Because right now they just need grain. Well, less time actually between when the war starts and when I was thinking. We're gonna get line infantry real quick with the universities kicked in here. So with that, we can begin the transition over. And then we're over here. We're gonna do atmospheric engines. What I might do is when we get lathe, stop doing atmospheric engines and actually go over to mechanical tools. That way we can get the atmospheric swap a little bit better. Or the atmospheric journal entry a little bit better and apply it to railways. I'm surprised that's so early. Usually the Ripper is much later in the game. We didn't get that in the previous run, obviously. And we have a paper shortage. Okay. Place this invention on the paper to try to fix that. Everything swapped over? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well, let's go ahead and reacquire the conscripts properly on the units. Okay, so for this war with Russia, and we could just start it again. It'll be a little expensive, but yeah, we could probably just start it. Let's actually look at you. Are you more... We modify the existing treaty. Renegotiate, and swap from defensive pact to an alliance. 87% chance that they'll accept that. Sure, we'll try that. And to enforce, okay, we got the French as allies. Though I'm not sure if we're actually going to call them into the war. We're still going to declare the war. Okay, let's get this war started. Demands targeting states. I forgot to set out my... That's something I forgot from last time. Forgot we need to do you and you. Give it a moment for those to come into effect. There we go. Now we can start the war. So this is what we're declaring for. Austria and or Prussia might join the other side. There's some chance that the French may join our side, because we're technically allies. Oh, interesting. Prussia has them both allied to them. Okay. I don't think they did last time. Yeah, we're still going to start this war. They're fearful. These guys are still leaning their direction. Let's go ahead and mobilize. Get on the border. We're going to stay on defensive until we know what the status of Russian help is. So last time I did some revoked claims. The revoked claims require you to occupy their capital. It used to be any state, it's now specifically their capital. So instead we're going to do a bunch of take stuff from them choices. Chaka. Choku. Shitta. Yatusk. Or Kolma. Let's do Kolma. And then I'm going to hope that 100's enough, and then we're going to use the last 20 to try to sway in the French. To be fair, the French may not want to sway in now that we have so much aggressive expansion, but... Oh, no, they'll come in for 20. Okay, we'll see if that works. Change that's making us cost a bunch more admin. I think that's probably a paper shortage, actually. Oh, that no, they're still on our side. Okay, so they just dragged Korea in. Yeah, so we're going to let the French try to exhaust them a little bit, and then we'll attack. Try to be a little bit more fiscally conservative during war. And we can see at least one of our allies is off to the races attacking somewhere. Most of our objectives in this case are all real close to the border. So we can actually try to encourage them to surrender a little bit faster by doing 2 naval landings. Again, we got a shortage of iron, which is affecting our manufacturers. Guns. Something we want to fix for the war. Yeah, let's try to build some iron mines to fix that. We'll just spread them out. Oh, we need to push those to the top of the queue, otherwise we're just going to make the problem worse before it gets better. There we go. Oh yes, Russia's having extra problems. Okay, well, let's, as soon as that guy gets out of his fight, because he got into a second fight after landed. Okay. Do a naval landing there. And control one of the 5 objectives. We'll see if those 5 objectives is actually enough to earn recognition, or if I needed to use the last 20 items on actually requesting things, demanding things. Okay, it's on that front, which is a good thing. So I'll look at this, the 3 real quickly, and then it's the last 2 that's going to be the bits that's going to take a while. And in fact, to be fair, the French are delivering us the second one real quick. So we're going to be down to like 1 left. The French are winning, so let's help the French. That's easy to do just by ordering everyone attack. Our job is to prevent the Russians from recovering while the French do the fighting. Or, well, we can win too. That would be fine too. So we got this state to take, and this state to take, and we'll have victory in the war. It looks like the French... Did the French take that one? No, not quite yet. There's Lathe. We do want to swap stuff over to Lathe. Die Works and Lathe. And with that, we'll swap over to Mechanical Tools. We still do want atmospheric engineering, or atmospheric engines. What we want to do is we want to trigger the atmospheric engine to get railroad. I think there may be a glitch, because normally you'd have to, well, previous patches, you have to swap 2 atmospheric engines to complete the atmospheric engine journal entry. But in the blooper/last recording, it triggered without us doing that. So we're going to do mechanical tools first, and then come atmospheric engine so we can actually apply it to railways. Oh, there we go. So we've got 4 of our 5 objectives. Sure. So we've already got the low subventions on paper. To clear that and make the literati happy, we just have to, you know, make paper not expensive. That task may be functionally impossible, but because of severe paper demand in the Qing, but it's a worthy goal. Oh, and the Russians are already willing to take white peace. That's a good sign. They're obviously not willing to give us everything we want, because we haven't driven below 0% war score. And they're not going to be able to go below 0% war score until we take the province we are beginning to chip away at. Oh, city plenty. Let them celebrate. Austria's gone, that's good to see. You want us to embargo Russia? Possibly. I see no reason we couldn't embargo them post-war. Okay, we're gonna have to queue some stuff up to go after the guns. I think the answer there is paper. Paper and or things we can put into paper making. Make the paper making better. We don't have sulfite processing, so it's just make more paper. We have 4.8 thousand paper demand. So that means we at least want like 48 paper mills. And 25... Okay, so we have like 55, so it's just that we don't have pulping and stuff. We'll do a little bit more anyway, because we desperately need the demand, or definitely need the supply now. And we'll probably want more supply later anyway, even once we get the pulping, so... Yeah, try something like that. Anyway, I think this war ends really quickly if this state falls, if Chitas here falls. Whether or not that'll get us recognition, I'm not 100% sure. Well, it'll be 100 maneuvers worth of enforced war goals, so it's quite possibly enough. Oh yeah, the French just left. That's not good. Could be worse. Yeah, it could be worse, because at least all the other majors left, so it's just me and Russia. And from the last one, we know we can beat Russia up by themselves. And there you go. There's the war. Give it a couple months and we'll be able to force full war on them. Cool. And we haven't lost any of ours, so we can't drop below 0. So this is a war we will win. This time we will win. Whether it's enough for the recognition, we'll find out in a moment. Double check, make sure we got 50 opinion with the French. We have full opinion, yes. Okay. Force the war goals, please. And we do need more war goals. That only gave us 70%. Okay. Well. They may have rebalanced it. Yeah, they may have rebalanced it. Well, we're going to do another reload. Because this is going to tick down, and I don't have another major that we're going to fight and win against quickly enough. So, yeah, we're gonna do a reload. So this once again is another failure at the recognition war. So it looks like we have to do the war against Russia alone. Which we can probably do. That'll just have to be the next time. Okay. So if you're watching on YouTube, well, the goal is to have these 30-40 minute parts. So I suppose I have met the mark getting a 30-minute recording here before screwing up. Well, I screwed up earlier in the part. I'm just realizing that it's a screw up at this point. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break to have a little bit of tea between parts and to do the reload. But otherwise, we're going to get back to recording at least one more part tonight. Hopefully where we actually succeed at getting recognition. Because we know we can win the war, and it would have been reasonably trivial to just add a couple more states. At the cost of not having the French come help us. In which case, then we just stall longer for the Russians and the Austrians to go home. But yeah. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time until the next part, or our next stream. We're still going to continue streaming, so it's most likely being the next part. So with that, bye for now.